What's up guys, Brian here for Figure Gaming, and today we're checking out the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus 5G. This mid-range phone promises serious gaming power with a Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 under the hood. It's not exactly cheap, but the price point of 22,999 for the 12 gigs plus 256 gigs version and 24,999 for the 12 gigs plus 512 gigs variant should still appeal to those who want something that balances cost and performance. In my hands, it feels a bit hefty, which I actually like for the sturdy, premium feel. That might not be everyone's preference, but it does give me confidence that it won't slip away too easily when I'm playing. On the spec sheet, we've got a 6.67-inch 1.5K curved AMOLED display at 120Hz with a whopping 3000 nit peak brightness. It's protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus 2, so it should hold up decently to minor drops and scratches. Under the hood, the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 is built on a 4nm process. You can get up to 12 gigs of LPDDR4X RAM plus another 12 gigs of memory extension. Storage tops out at 512 gigs on UFS 2.2. Not the fastest standard, but enough for smooth app launches. Powering everything is a 5110 mAh battery that supports 120 watts wired charging. In real use, that means you can charge this thing incredibly fast. Super helpful if you're a heavy gamer who forgets to top up before heading out. Before we talk real-world gaming, let's take a look at its benchmark results. On Antutu, it scores 742,379, which is decent for a mid-range phone. And on Geekbench 6, it hits 1,137 in single-core and 3,215 in multi-core score. Those numbers suggest it won't embarrass itself in most modern games, especially at medium-high graphics. Benchmarks are handy for comparison, but we all know that actual gaming is what counts. That's why I spend time running 5 popular games each for 30 minutes, measuring both average FPS and surface temperature. We stop to medium-high or high graphics settings because that's what most players aim for, visual fidelity without destroying performance. First up, Call of Duty Mobile maintained a solid 60 FPS at high settings. After half an hour, the phone's surface temperature was around 38 degrees Celsius, which is pretty comfortable. I never felt the phone turning into a hot plate, and gameplay felt smooth with no stutters when aiming or even moving. Asphalt Unite, also at high graphics, delivered the same 60 FPS, although the temperatures nudged up slightly to 39 degrees Celsius. That's hardly problematic, and the phone still felt just mildly warm to the touch. For a more demanding challenge, I fired up Genshin Impact at medium-high settings. This phone managed an average of 41 FPS while staying near 40 degrees Celsius. That's not a blistering frame rate, but it's entirely playable for an open-world RPG with lots of animations and particle effects. Another similarly intensive game, Zenless Zone Zero, showed an average of 44.3 FPS at around 39 degrees Celsius. Again, not butter smooth 60 FPS, but respectable for a mid-range device juggling a lot of visual complexity. Finally, Mobile Legends at ultra-high settings was a highlight. It managed to hit 120 FPS consistently, hovering near 40 degrees Celsius. For a competitive MOBA, those extra frames make the action feel responsive, and I had no issues with lag or sudden throttling. Throughout all these tests, the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus did a good job managing heat, even hovering around 40 degrees Celsius. It never felt scorching, and the phone's material likely helped distribute heat more evenly. Battery-wise, that 5110 mAh battery paired with 120 watts charging is a lifesaver. Long sessions didn't kill it too fast, and charging between matches was super quick. I also have to highlight the display 120Hz refresh rate and bright output. When gaming outdoors, I was never felt squinting, and the high refresh rate gives an overall sense of fluidity in menus and lighter games. Like any phone, though, it's not perfect. Redmi's software includes a fair amount of bloatware, which can be annoying if you prefer a cleaner experience. You can uninstall or disable most of it, but I wish companies would dial it back a bit. Another minor gripe is the sizable triple camera bump on the back, which might bother you if set the phone flat on a table or hold it in landscape mode a lot. Personally, I got used to it, but if you don't like big camera housings, this might be a distraction. On the flip side, I do appreciate that the weight and thickness make the phone feel sturdier than some feather light devices. So the question is, can the Redmi Note 14 Pro Plus game? Absolutely. It hits that sweet spot where performance, battery life, and display quality comes together well. The Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 isn't a top-tier chip, but for most mobile games at medium-high or high settings, it delivers consistent frame rates. Given the competitive price point, the phone definitely makes sense if you're into gaming but don't want to drop a flagship level budget. So, what device would you like us to do a game review next? Comment your suggestion down below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and also visit our website gaming.yokotech.com for more gaming stuff, news, and reviews. This is Brian, and see you again on the next one.